What's up, everybody? So today we have RyuTheRed on talking about Twitch, his life, and the business that he's built around himself. So we're gonna toss it over to Ryu.
I'm RyuTheRed. I've been on Twitch about a little over 3 years, and I'm mainly a Black Desert Online streamer. I guess that's it. That's all I got.
So really quick, Black Desert Online. What got you into that? Because I've never played that game, never heard about it until you started, like you were playing it, and I'm like, what is this game? So then I kind of
Right.
I like watch your VODs and stuff. I'm like, okay, so I still don't really understand it. Can you kind of explain it real quick?
Yeah, it's an open world. A lot of people call it a sandbox, but it's technically a sand park or something crossover. It's like halfway between like a theme park MMO and a
Okay.
sandbox MMO.
Okay.
Basically, what that boils down to is like it's open world. Everywhere is real travel. There's no fast travel. There is some mechanics in the game where you can quickly travel to places, but everything's supposed to be real time. Um, I don't know, man. It's a good game. I got into it because I was into Arcade,
Hmm.
and it's very similar to Arcade, but it's kind of like it doesn't have the classic Trinity like WoW or Final Fantasy or anything. There's like no set healers. There's no set tanks. It's kind of like you just do your own thing with your own character, and
Okay.
um, yeah, there's mass scale PvP, small scale PvP. It's very grindy.
Yeah.
It's really, really grindy, but I love it, man. It's really involved. The community's um, very loyal,
Yeah.
and it's just I don't know. It's not like any other MMO, so I really like it.
Oh yeah.
Um, it doesn't really explain anything, but
Well, and the thing is it's the like I said, it's a game that I've never heard of. So it's like it's not like Overwatch or like Fortnite or like one of those games
right.
where everyone's playing it. It's a game where it has a dedicated community. It has a dedicated it's just like Binding of Isaac. It has such a
Mhm.
dedicated community
Yeah.
that it doesn't matter who's playing it. It doesn't matter big or small. They're gonna watch it because they enjoy the game and they enjoy
All
the
right.
gameplay.
It's very diehard. It's really niche
Mhm.
because of how grindy it is. There's lots of RNG in
Yeah.
this game. Like there's moments where you're like, you want to celebrate so hard, but there's other times where you just like want to burn your entire desk and computer and everything just because of what can go wrong. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, it's very niche. But it's like once you fall in love with it, you know that there's like the games like that for people where a lot of people don't like it, but the people that do like that specific game,
Yeah.
they do anything for that game
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, that's I kind of feel that way with Overwatch. Like people give it, they shit on it a lot. There's people that really love it, but then there's people who shit on it and they're like, I hate that game. I hate that game. It's because you suck at the game. I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Generally, yeah.
You know.
If you hate a game, usually, well, I mean that's most people though. I mean, like most people don't look at it from an objective standpoint. It's always subjective.
Yeah.
Like I hate this because, well, it's usually that they don't understand it. It's not only that they suck; it's that they don't grasp the concept of each of the characters. Like,
Right.
if you play Genji, you can't go balls deep and like try to tank everybody. I mean, you can
Yeah.
if you're like, really good at Genji, but you have to understand each of the, like I'm a Roadhog main. Like I love Roadhog
Oh
so
yeah.
much,
Oh yeah.
and I have to understand my limitations and what I can and cannot do. So I'm not a huge Overwatch fan. I do enjoy it. It's very fun to play with friends. I would never play it solo,
Yeah.
unless I was drinking heavily. But my wife loves it, dude. She's a Mercy main,
Oh
and
yeah.
she enjoys the shit out of it,
Yeah.
and it's really cool to see how passionate she gets about it. That's kind of like how I am with Black Desert. I'm super passionate
Hmm.
about this game. Anything like minor patches or tweaks, I'm like, yes, let's do it.
24-hour
So,
stream right now.
right, let's do it right now. I'm really bad for those too.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen that. I remember
Yeah.
you and I were talking at the Twitch Ohio meetup, and you're like, "Yeah, I do like 24-hour streams." I'm like, "So how many?" You're like, whenever I can." But
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you just? You're like, "Honey, I'm doing a 24-hour stream. Get my shit bucket ready. I'm not moving from the seat."
uh I mean, I have a bathroom. I do have 3 daughters, so I don't get
Yeah.
in there very often.
Right.
But,
Absolutely. Gotta wear it.
yeah, I don't I have really bad insomnia, and people get really scared because there
Hmm.
was, like, that one guy recently, I think he was Russian or something, and he died, from a 24-hour stream, but
Holy
he was
shit.
abusing things that he shouldn't have been
Ah.
abusing.
Yes.
But most people don't know that, and they're just like they freak out, and they're like, "Well, I read this thing on Pinterest or wherever
Hmm.
about, your brain staying up for more than 24 hours." I'm like, "Listen, man, I've been doing this since I was 4. I don't sleep very much. I suffer from I mean, I'm bipolar, but and
Hmm.
that affects my ADD, but like I have adult attention deficit disorder. I'm not hyperactive,
Hmm.
but people are just like that doesn't exist, and I'm like, come in my stream for 5 minutes, and
You
you'll think
understand.
otherwise.
Yeah.
And my brain is just one of those brains that doesn't shut down. So
Yeah.
I'm usually up anyway, and I'm like, screw it. I'm gonna be up. I kind of know when I'm gonna be up for a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do a 24-hour and hang out, and
I like
if
it.
people want to come in whenever they want, it's nice for that. They can kind of just come in and out whenever they want.
Yeah. See, I like that, and I've done at least two 12-hour streams, and 12-hour streams for me, I was just like, okay, I can't do this. Like I got to about
Yeah.
11 and a half hours, and I'm like, how much longer do I have? Because my brain
Yeah.
was like, get up, move, do something, like,
Right.
and I just recently I started because of work and working on the computer all the time. I'm starting to get carpal tunnel, and
Oh,
it's like stupid because I don't have like a ton of health issues. I'm a big guy, but I don't have a ton of health issues, and like I'm like, oh shit, you know. Now I'm like, I gotta go to the doctor. I gotta actually get a
yeah.
doctor's appointment. And I'm like, I
That
don't,
sucks.
you know, and I'm like, if I have to be out of work for like, because I know a couple people that have had to get the surgery done, and they're out of work for like weeks, and I can't do
Yeah.
that like that, and I couldn't be like, I couldn't be on my computer, like it would just, I would be losing my mind if I couldn't do that. But at least you turn the insomnia into kind of a good thing. You're like, hey, I know I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna play some video games. People can hang out. Let's
All right.
chat. Like you make something of it. So it's kind of it's a two edged sword. But you're like, yeah, grab it in the middle. You're like, fuck it, let's go with it. Like,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's the complete opposite for my wife. She's narcoleptic. I mean,
Hmm.
she's not like she won't drive a car and fall asleep in the middle of driving.
And
But she goes too deep into sleep, and she's always tired,
yeah,
and it's the complete opposite for me. I'm up at 3 in the morning, like rearranging furniture, like talking about like, planning out my meal for the week, which usually consists of like pizza. But
yes, yes,
but yeah, I don't know, man. It's just always been this thing where I can't sleep for very long. My brain doesn't shut down. Like, it'll get to the point too where sometimes I'm like, all right, I'll go upstairs and I'll try I'll try to go to sleep, and I end up just staring at the ceiling for like 2 hours, and I'm like, whatever.
yeah,
So it's I never thought that would be something where it would be beneficial,
yeah,
but it does help. But I don't want to make it seem like when I do the 24 hours like I'm constantly gaming the entire time.
yeah,
Sometimes I go on rants. I do that a lot. I'll get up and I always make sure one thing that I've learned, especially being old, is that getting up and stretching is key. Like,
yeah,
just get up. I don't care. A lot of smaller streamers, and I'm not huge or anything, but they focus too much on their numbers.
yeah,
They're like, oh, if I get up and I go to the bathroom and I stretch for 5 minutes, people are gonna leave. You don't want those people in your stream. You don't want them there. Like, if they can't wait 5 minutes for you to get up, stretch, breathe,
yeah,
walk around,
absolutely.
like make sure your cat's not catching the house on fire,
Yep,
whatever.
yep.
Uh, you need to do that. You need like every 2 to 3 hours, just get up, stretch, and it does so much for your energy and like your brain. Like, just get up, walk around, stretch. I don't know, like do some jumping jacks, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And my thing is, I would say, I actually just normally you have like in your like for my office at least, I have carpet, and I was originally gonna get one of those mats to like put down underneath my chair so that it would roll. But then downstairs in my basement, I have a yoga mat there that was down there, and it's real long. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I put it in my office, and like now. if I want to get up, I can stretch, and I have like half of a yoga mat to actually like do stuff on, and
Oh, nice.
I'm
Yeah.
not I'm
There
not
you
on
go.
carpet anymore. And it's like it's nice, and even just underneath my feet, it's nice to have that extra little padding.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah, I actually have one of those those real thick foam
oh
rollers.
yeah,
I have one of those, and I'll use that. I'll even like if my because I have back problems. I broke my back in high school, and I've done a lot of other messed up things to my back and shoulders and stuff. So like I'll actually put it on the ground and like use the foam roller. I put my feet on the foam roller and I'll roll my feet back and forth, like just like massage your feet while you're sitting there and
absolutely,
keep circulation. But the yoga mat things, that's an awesome idea,
yeah.
just to get and stretch and stuff.
So when you started off, um, first of all, how did you come up with your name? What was the whole thing behind your name?
Um, I don't know, man. Like, I've always played a lot of old school like fighting games, but a lot of people think that I got my name from Street Fighter, which
Yeah.
I loved Street Fighter. I love, I love Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Deadly Arts, if you even remember that far back of a video game.
Uh huh.
But I really liked ninjas and like Asian type like Asian style games with like anything with swords. So I played a lot of Ninja Gaiden.
Okay.
So that's where the Ryu came from. Originally my handle was getting the chopper. I took that for a long time, but it was just like every lobby and anytime anything. Like everybody called me Choppa, but
Yeah.
every lobby for like Call of Duty or Battlefield or Halo was like literally every single lobby of people where it's just open where people can talk. It's not the tumor. No. I was like, yeah, I was just so sick of it. I was like, I can't take it anymore. So I went with Ryu because like that when I was younger, that's what people used to call me because like I hated my name. My
Yeah.
name's Christopher, and people always call me Chris.
Hmm.
Always. They're just always like, oh, hey, Chris. And I'm like, it's Christopher. That's my full name. But that's cool. So like, when I was younger, like people used to call me Ryu because like, I played a lot of Ninja Gaiden and
Yeah.
then also the fact that I played Street Fighter as well. So I took that, but like, first of all, you can't have a three-letter name on Twitch. And
Right.
I was like, well, I kind of want to make it distinct. So like, I just threw Red with it because a lot of people just call me Red when they see me like
Yeah.
anywhere or just because ginger. I mean, it's just automatic.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from. It was just basically like I like the name Rio. And then I was like, cool. Well, it's what is that called? Alliteration, where it's two the same words or
Absolutely.
sounds, whatever.
No,
Science.
and I mean I like it. It's just it's not you're not like I'm Master Chief 00123.
Oh God,
Like people do that shit, and it's
I
I've seen
can't
people
take it.
on Twitch. I'm like, why is your name that? Because you understand you've now cemented yourself as something that's not or you'd be like I'm the dude 22 like
42020 XX underscore
right
vape niche. Yeah, dude,
vape
it's
nation for
so
life,
bad.
guys. Yeah,
Well,
no,
I kind of I'm very about like I'm so OCD with like creating like an actual persona.
right.
Like when I make video games or I make characters, even since I was really little, where you could like make an actual character on something, I would always make like a first name and a last name
Right.
or whatever. And that was when I got into this. I didn't even get into this expecting anything. I was
Hmm.
just I just wanted to make a cool name that people would roll off the tongue and uh people too nowadays like they just throw numbers and underscores and all this stuff in it. It's like, if you want to get into streaming or being a content creator at all, even casually, you need to create a brand. Like you
Yeah.
you don't go to the store, looking for a type of shoe and it's like, can I get the run far 420 vape nation underscore 420 xx's in a small or you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like you need to make a distinguishable name where people remember it.
Right. Well,
That's go ahead.
and no, I just feel like like I said, it's just people, they're like, oh, this name's not taken. Okay, cool, fuck it. Like it's just, it's a whole. I'm kind of glad that Twitch now is like, oh, hey guys, you can change your names.
Right.
Like hey, all those Justin TV names that people wanted, yeah, you could take them now, and we don't
Yeah,
care.
that's really cool.
You know, did you consider changing your name at all at that point?
Um, Well, it was like I've been doing this for a long time, and I've always been really scared of changing brand.
Hmm.
I originally wanted to, well, like when kind of, they gave hints of it, like partners know, we knew before everybody else did, because like
Yeah.
anytime any major thing happens, they email us first, like, hey, heads up, this is coming,
Yeah.
you know, make sure that you get this ready. And we had first choice of it as well. But I don't know, man, it's really, I've seen people change their names and brands,
And it
and
kills it.
it's yeah, it's, I'm just very superstitious, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I have a good thing going. Like,
Yeah.
let's just go with this.
Yeah.
But I guess if I have to, like, a lot of people recognize me from the beard. So like, I guess if I had to rebrand or something, I'd probably go with like the Red Beard, and
Yeah.
then just go with a pirate theme. It was just at the time when I was actually trying to brand myself, there were so many pirate streamers.
Yeah.
And then when I was actually streaming consistently, like right when I got partnered, I was I knew Burke Black pretty well. Like,
Hmm.
not really well, but to the point where I could go in his chat and he'd be like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man? How's the streaming going?"
Yeah.
And then, sometimes he would host and raid me, and it was really nice. And I was like, I don't really want to make it seem like I'm like jumping on his like niche train. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I don't want to do it. But yeah, that's probably the only thing I would do, is like, I can do a pirate accent better. That's the only reason why. Like, I can't. How do you do a Viking accent? Like, it would just come off really. People would probably punch me in the face if I tried to do
It's
a Viking accent.
anytime I think of Viking accent, I think of the SpongeBob episode when they do the Happy Leif Erikson Day. That's the only thing I can think
Oh
of.
yeah,
And
yeah. I
everyone's,
didn't think about that.
it's definitely not Viking at all. It's just annoying as shit. And
Right.
I do that only on Leif Erikson Day. I'll purposely post that shit because I know that people
Yeah.
get angry at it. So the other thing, okay, so the one thing I do want to ask you. So I noticed that you have a Shure mic on your stream right
Yeah.
now, and you had an Audio Technica. Were you focused? Or not Audio Technica? It was a blue microphone.
A Blue Spark. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a Blue Spark. Yeah.
So when you first started, were you real focused on the actual audio, since you are a guitarist and whatnot, or was that just kind of like second nature to you? What was the whole thing
Um.
behind it?
Well, it was kind of like now I will say that the Blue Spark is still a great microphone. Like,
Hmm.
technically, like, microphones really don't matter if you have enough like knowledge on how to mess with EQ and compression and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You can make any microphone sound amazing. And I learned that at a very young age because I had an argument with my grandfather about it, and then
Yeah.
he took this really crappy stage mic and he made it sound way better than I sound now. But yeah, it was kind of like, I had the Blue Spark because at the time I was recording. I had an acoustic guitar, and the good thing about the Blue Spark is you can record uh, like vocals and acoustic at the same time with the same mic. It's
Okay.
very good. It's for doing that. So that's why I got the mic originally, and then I
Mhm.
got into streaming, and I was like, all right, well, I can use this to sound a little bit better and not have like a crappy, like, I don't know, shitty whatever mic. What was the old mics that people used to use with the Turtle Beaches is what a lot of
Mhm.
people used to use back in the day. So I got that, and then I just kind of tweaked with it in a little bit, and then people really noticed when I would tweak audio settings. Like, they'd be like, "Oh wow, you sound really crisp," and whatever. And that's kind of just started an addiction to
Yeah.
making sure that it's higher quality audio. But I don't want to make it seem like I started streaming and then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy a freaking $400 microphone."
Yeah.
It was kind of just like, I just funded it over time. I would have donation goals, or people would just donate towards whatever, and
Yeah.
I'd throw whatever I got from the stream towards audio. And now I have a ridiculous collection of all this stuff.
Dude,
So
that's okay. I had my first. I want to say my first mic was like just some shitty mic that I got off of Amazon for like $10, and it sounded fine. It's just
Right.
that aesthetically it looked like shit, so it just
Right.
irritated me every day. Like I'd plug it in, and I'm like, oh god, I have to use this piece of shit. But it was the only
Yeah.
thing I could afford at the time, so it was just like whatever. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
But like I have a blue, yeah, it's a blue snowball, and I love the fuck out of it. It's for $50. It was like the easiest buy for me.
Oh yeah.
And it I put it on the boom arm, and it works perfectly. Like I don't care. I don't. I came from a background of like sound design and stuff like that from college, and I love the fuck out of sound design. So I love listening to really good audio. Like crisp audio is
Cool.
like it's so
Right.
nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I notice a lot of people when they get into streaming, like people who are fresh off the streets are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start streaming, and then
Oh yeah.
they're like, I'm gonna buy a $900 computer and a $200 microphone and a $300 pair of headphones, and then they're like, why did I do that? It's like, well,
Right.
you don't
Yeah.
need all that, guys. You can start with a shitty pair of headphones, like a pair of iPhone headphones, and and a crappy mic. And guess what? It doesn't matter as long as your content's there.
Well,
Like,
I would say a decent level mic at least. Like, yeah, they don't need to buy like a super expensive whatever. Please God, don't buy a Blue Yeti. But I'm just really against those microphones. It's not you can make them sound amazing, but
yeah,
but yeah, no, you just like this. I always tell people, bottom level is usually like if you're gonna get anything would be the Snowball. Like the
hmm
Snowball is a great entry level USB microphone, and you can just use like free software to tweak it,
yeah,
and it can sound really good. Anything above that, I always tell people like get the Audio Technica. That's like $100, and you can get the USB version. You don't really need to invest a lot, but yeah, I do see that a lot. I help mod for a Twitch Facebook group. It's like the only good one.
yep,
It's like 30,000 followers or
yep,
whatever. But
yep. I'm on
you
that
just
one.
I see so many people that will go out and they'll just blow all this money. I'm like, you don't even know if people are gonna watch you at all.
Yeah,
Like like they're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be a partner. I'm gonna be whatever. You don't even know if people are gonna watch you. Period. Like I see so many people that struggle just getting like 2, 3 viewers, and it's like you don't want to blow all this money, man. I mean, if you have it laying around, go for it, I guess.
yeah,
But you see all these people that are too focused, like you said, they're just too focused on, if they get these things, it'll
right.
make you,
Yeah,
so
the car doesn't make the man makes the car. Like it doesn't,
exactly.
like, and that's what people don't fucking know. Like it just irritates the shit out of me. They'll go into the store. I literally go into Micro Center and watch people buy shit for computers, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy this thing to play games at 4K." I'm like, "What? But why though? You don't need that." Like,
Right.
there's like 10 games out there that play 4K right now that
Right. Yeah.
efficiently support 4K, and you're telling me right now that you're gonna buy this $800 card for that? What is wrong with
Right.
you?
Yeah.
Now, if you have the money for it, like you said, if it's laying around, dude, spend the money. Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, it's better than drugs, right?
right,
Well,
exactly.
I don't know. That's debatable because I've spent a lot of money on electronics. But
It's like a
yeah,
drug.
it is. It's so addictive.
Yeah,
Like when I show people my setup, they're just like, "Oh my gosh!" I'm like,
yeah.
"Yeah, don't get into computers ever. Like, just
No,
stay away." But yeah, I see that a lot too. Like, I got two 1080 Ti's, fucking SLI, and it's like, what, aren't you a Minecraft streamer? Like, what are you doing, man?
yeah. I have a buddy who, and I had said this on the last podcast that I did, was this my buddy spent about $5 grand on a computer. Now, mind you, he has a really good job, so he could spend the money on it. But
Right.
he did it purely so that he could play. What's the game called? It's with Gerald. I'm trying to think of the game's name now. But he did it basically so he could have really good hair physics in the game. That
Oh,
was
Witcher?
yes,
Is that
Witcher.
yeah,
Yeah.
Witcher?
Yep, Witcher 3. He played. He was like, oh yeah, but I bought Witcher 3. And I'm like, okay, so what's the big difference of like what you have compared to what I have? So he showed me. I'm like, okay, cool. So like you see like an extra 300 hairs. Awesome. Was that worth
Maybe
the
you just wanted that extra volume. I
yeah.
don't know,
He was
man.
like, I just want to see Gerald's full mane. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like, it's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
So when you are, I mean, see, how long, first of all, how long have you been partnered?
Uh, oh god, it'll be 2 years in. I th- oh god, I had to ask my wife. I'm horrible with remembering anything.
Yeah.
But I think it's like March or I want to say it's March.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it was. I think it was March. It was early March.
Now, when you were starting off streaming, what got you the traction that you that pushed you towards that partnership?
Towards partnership or towards like just being consistent streaming?
Well, yeah. Let's start with first
Do you want to go
consistency.
back to like
Yeah,
where it took actual traction?
back in time
Um, let's go way back. Um,
before the beard.
before the oh god, before the
2015, before the beard. Believe me, I watched all your videos.
let's go way back. Anyway, sorry, I had to.
No, I love it.
Um, it's great because it's a foot pedal. That came
It's,
through, right? The voice
yeah.
effect.
Oh yeah, it
Cool.
definitely did.
That's cool. I didn't know Google. Like sometimes other applications like just won't receive it. Anyway, I originally I started streaming because I hate editing. I hate sitting down and like cutting up videos. I have a YouTube channel.
Hmm.
I mean it has like only like 1,400 followers, but like it's everything on there has been edited by someone else or it's a
Hmm.
raw upload except for one video. I got begged to make a class on the game.
Hmm.
That people wanted a guide for the class, and I was like, you know what, whatever. And I took a stab at it, and I did. I feel like I did really well because I sent it to other YouTubers who actually do this for a living. And they're like, wow, that's really good for your first video. And but it was such a long process, and it's like it's made some people are YouTubers and some people are streamers,
Yeah.
and I've always kind of like I don't know. I wanted to do stuff with video games and whatever, but YouTube was like, oh, God, I have to sit down and I have to edit it and then I have to render it and then I have
Yep.
to tag and then do all this. So like when somebody told me that I think I was playing Guild Wars 2 at the time, somebody told me like, hey man, can you click this link and give me an extra view? It was like on Justin TV or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm gonna live stream the game. And I'm like, what? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And he's like, you can watch me run. We were speed clearing dungeons,
Yeah.
and he's like, you can watch me on it. And I was like, I'm here with you. Why am I gonna watch you? He's like, well, other people can watch it. And I was like, why? Why would people want to watch you
That's pretty.
speed clear? And he's like,
Yeah.
because people don't know how to speed clear, or they want to see how we do it. And I was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. And I was like, so people can talk to you. Like, there's not a huge delay or anything. He's like, yeah, there's not that huge of a delay. They can talk and chat and I can answer their questions. Like, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And then I made a Twitch account and I never really did anything with it. And then I got really involved in Smite. Like I was in the Smite, I think it was technically the alpha that I got invited to.
Okay.
And I was playing that and I was like, sometimes I would queue and I would just be, like I said, I don't sleep.
Yeah.
So it'd be like 4 a.m. I was like, I don't have anybody to hang out with. So I was like, you know what? I'll start streaming. I'll do it. Ironically, though, it didn't start that instantly. Like I got the setup, I got everything set up, OBS, all this other stuff. But I was so anxious about it, like, because like I said, I'm very OCD with everything and making sure that it looks clean
Yeah.
and sounds good and whatever. But I took like 3 months before I worked up the courage to even do it. And then it wasn't until I was like, all right, I'm gonna stream today. And it was like right when my wife was going to bed, and she's like, you're not gonna stream. You're just gonna do like every other day and not do it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And then I started streaming. So I guess fast forward a little bit. I was doing Smite for a long time. Then I did a little bit of went back to Guild Wars 2 and some others, MMOs. And I think where it really picked up though was with Smite. And I kind of got, started with that. And then I jumped into Guild Wars 2, like I said, and Arcade. I think where it really took off was Arcade.
Okay.
Because it was such a niche community. It was very toxic. Like I don't want to say that it was like the whole time was a fun experience, but
Yeah.
I don't really care. I mean, we live in Ohio. Like people just are shit people. Like there's cool people here, but
There's toxic ass people
there's
that all
really
hate
toxic
that
people
all
here.
hate Ohio.
Yeah, so it's like I was just used to that, and I'm a short ginger, so I just got messed with like from day one.
Yeah.
And it was just like it was normal. So as long as I would just troll the trolls back, and it was they were entertaining me than the other way around. And they'd kind of be like, "Oh, well, he's actually not freaking out." So they would say and hang out. The trolls came back, the other regulars that were niche, like niche to the community,
Oh
and
yeah,
it was really cool because like they would just show up and we talk about just random things. It wasn't always the game. They just wanted somebody to talk to while they were grinding or while they
absolutely.
were doing whatever. Um, and then I got into Black Desert, and it was in Korea, and I was like, wow, this is a beautiful, beautiful game, and I love the combat system, and it's really grindy, but I just really like it,
Yeah.
and I started getting really good numbers. Like I got really good numbers on Arcade. It was like I started getting the 50s, and then the 70s, and then the hundreds,
Hmm.
um, and then I got into Black Desert, and it really took off, and um I had been pushing partner for a while, but I think what made me push for partner was just the fact that I wanted to be able to, let people know I was serious about it. It wasn't really making money on it,
Hmm.
but it was more like I just wanted people to know that I was serious in creating content, and just kind of show people that like you could. I don't know, like people always think that you have to be like an emulation of somebody else. Like you
Right.
can still be yourself
Right.
and actually do this. You just have to make yourself
Right.
and marketable, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Well, I have to say, it's
it's really long-winded. Sorry.
no, no, you're good, dude. And sometimes it's easier when the guest is like, I'm gonna talk about everything. Cool, awesome. You
Right.
could talk about as much as you
I will
want.
do that for days. I
Yeah.
I don't shut up.
But the thing is with me is when I started off, I didn't know what I wanted to do. My big thing was that I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna just play and hopefully people show up, and if they do, cool. Like
Right.
I don't know really what to do. So I started playing Rocket League, and I Rocket Leagued for probably like, I don't know, 4 months where I only played Rocket League, and I think I played Fallout every once in a while. But it was like I'd get home from work, I'd stream from like 7 p.m. to midnight every single day, Monday through Sunday. Like I did not take breaks. Sunday was like all day. Like I get up in the morning, and I would just go straight to streaming, and I'd stream from like 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m. and I get off of streaming. And
Nice.
and I did that for a solid year and a half, and then I just started to burn out, and like I couldn't, my brain couldn't keep up with the streams. Like I wanted to play, but I was just like I can't sleep. Like I couldn't. And I had screwed up my sleep schedule to like no end plus work. It was just,
Yeah.
so that was a big thing. Like I really like streaming. I enjoy streaming, and I'm actually getting my stream schedule back up and running. It's gonna basically, what I had decided was it's gonna be a bi-week kind of thing where the times will be the same, but the days will be different every week,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
depending on how my weeks go. But I'm gonna try to keep it within the week, and then Saturday, Sunday is like if I can do it. Because usually Saturday, Sunday is like hang out with the family, hang out with friends, and stuff like that. So
Right. Yeah.
try to have a social life. That's
Right.
number one
Yeah.
thing.
What is the social life?
Yeah, number one thing. Everyone should know this. Social life is a thing, guys. And if you don't
It
have a
does exist.
if you don't have a social life, you're losing right now because
Yeah.
you've just cut off like a huge portion of people that could either A, watch you, or B, like support the shit out of you. So
Right. Yeah.
be
Well, it's
human.
also healthy for your brain. Like,
Right.
a lot of people get into this and they go so hard,
Right.
and then they get so let down. I could go on for days about like different things that people focus on, but
Yeah.
they're really hard on themselves, and they push so hard and they burn themselves out. And it's like, dude, you still you still have to like treat your brain. You have to get out of the house. You have to you know, like de-stress and
Yep.
whatever. So like you dedicating time to like friends and family is really big mentally for you, and it probably helps you be able to be like when you do stream actually be into it, because you see it a lot where people are streaming and it's like they don't want to be there,
Right.
and the viewers know. Like people are like, well, they won't know. Bullshit.
Yeah.
They know
Yeah.
when you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
So
There's a difference with it. I have the same face though when I don't want to be there, and then when I'm pissed as hell at a game like Assassins, I'll sit there.
Oh yeah.
I'll sit there with like the meanest, like I'm gonna kill everyone look on my face, and I'm like, I will murder your whole family. Just don't talk
Right.
to me.
Yeah.
Like and I actually, I posted this on Twitter today because I was like watching my old VODs. I'm like, why am I so angry looking? Because I'm just watching. I'm like, why? And then I'm like, oh, it's because I play Assassins,
Right.
and I'm just mad at the world right now because I keep dying. So I mean, whatever. At that point, it's okay. It's okay to be a little.
Shit happens, man.
Yeah, it's okay to be a little salty. I've almost broken controllers with Dark Souls. I'll never play that game again. No,
Yeah.
not worth it.
I'm gonna get into it pretty soon, and I'm just seeing I'm seeing in the future like just broken objects and
Yes.
broken controllers. So
Go buy a bunch of Mad Cat controllers and pray for the best.
right.
Some super glue and Mad Cat
Just
controllers.
bubble wrap everything.
Yes, yeah. To make sure the kids don't come in the room.
Right. Yeah.
So when you started streaming to the point where you're like, I'm gonna become a partner, what was that point that you decided? Like, what in your head were you like, okay, it's time to become a partner?
I don't know. I guess it was more like my community pushing for it. Like I said, I didn't get into this. Like a lot of people get in this to do this. I just got into it because it was like, hey, I can play games and have people to talk to and hang out with.
Yeah.
And they talk about anything from like the actual game to talking about butts and just different nerd things and
Yep.
just to vent, just talk about like I mean like sometimes on stream I even talk about like my issues with anxiety. I suffer. I have really bad social anxiety.
Mhm.
When I go out in public, I mean, probably when you met me, you're like, wow, he's pretty personable
Yeah.
and outgoing. But
Yeah.
in my head, I'm screaming. I'm like, ah, I don't want to be here. Like I didn't know. I almost didn't go to TwitchCon. Like 5 days before TwitchCon, I'm like, I'm not going. I'm not going. There's gonna be too many people and too many stress. I'm gonna be stressed out the whole time, and I'm gonna do this and that. And I look fat, and my beard looks like shit. Like I don't know, man. I suffer with that a lot, and streaming helped me realize that there's other people
Yeah.
that may seem outgoing and an extrovert, but
Yeah.
they also struggle with social anxieties a lot. And me being bipolar, I'm up and down a lot, so that's helped talking about that. So like talking about my life
Mhm.
and gaming and all that stuff was really why I got into this.
Yeah.
And then my community was like, we want emotes. We want, they would send me money. Like it was great.
We want
They would
those
just donate.
emotes.
That's the thing on my stream. People donate for no reason. Like there's no real reason why people throw money. It's usually to fuck with me. Like if I'm playing a game and I'm trying to concentrate, they throw $1 at a time, 100 times in a row, or whatever. And
You're like,
it was
"You
really
son of
like
a
they just
bitch."
wanted. Stop it! Stop it! I'm gonna turn the alerts off. I'm gonna do it.
For
I'll
the
turn
love,
this car around.
for the love of God. No, I
Right, yeah,
I understand that.
But it was really they pushed me. It was like and it was other streamers that like I guess saw potential in me. To this day I don't know why people watch me.
Yeah.
Like I took a big break recently,
Mhm.
and I came back, and the first stream back I literally I was like I'm just gonna make it a chill stream.
Yeah.
I literally did nothing for 2 hours. I
Yeah.
just sat there and talked for 2 hours, and I had like I don't know 60 70 viewers
Yeah.
doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for other people that have lower viewers, but it's like, I don't know why people watch me, but like I love that they love me.
Yeah.
I always use the quote from what is it, Gurren Lagann, where it's like, you don't have to believe in yourself. Believe in the me that believes in the you. Oh wait, what is it? Believe in the me that believes in you. Basically, I'm probably butchering it, and
Yeah.
anime fans are like crying on the inside.
They're
But
weeping.
basically, what it means is like, just value people's value in you.
Okay.
And that's what it did. Was like, I don't know why people like me,
Yeah.
but I love that they love me.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. Is like, I was like, they watch me. I'm very inconsistent. I have been over the years. Like I'm off and on, where I'm really consistent and then I'm really not. And a big factor in that is the bipolar, just up and down.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? They show me a lot of love, not just money, but like they'll lurk while they're at work all day, or they'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, I want to get serious for them. It wasn't really for me. It was like I want to get serious for them so that they can be like, yeah, been watching this dude forever, and he finally got partnered, and I'm subbed to him. Check out his emotes; it's pretty lit. That's usually how it works. Is like people just word of mouth, and people are like, yeah, so and so told me about your stream. It Your beard is actually
Pretty.
not trash, you know. So that's the main reason I got partnered, man. Was just or pushed for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Was It's because other people wanted me to, and I was like, all right, cool,
Yeah.
let's do this. And then I did it. I buckled down. It even got to the point where I don't know what it was, man. I guess I pissed somebody off. I guess my chat was too lewd.
Hmm.
And I actually get denied the last two times before I got partnered. I got denied, and I was averaging over 200 viewers
Holy shit.
every stream. And I went to PAX South, and I went up to he doesn't work for Twitch anymore, but Blacklight Attack. He actually streams as well
Okay.
now. He was in the partnerships program, and I went straight. I had to work up the courage, obviously, but I went up to him at PAX South a couple years ago, and I was like, hey man, do you have a free moment? Do you care? Like, give me 5-10 minutes of your time.
Yeah.
That's all I ask. And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, dude, for sure. He's like, really cool dude. And I was like, listen, man. I was like, you probably see my application. I've applied like 12, 13 times. And I was like, what's going on, dude? Like, I'm streaming this game that's not even launched in the United States. I average around 200 viewers every stream.
Mhm.
I do well on Game Wisp. Like, what is going on? Why am I not getting partnered?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not in this for me. I'm in this for my community. Like, I talk about anything from mental health issues to helping people with the game, and what's going on? What do I need to do? And he's like, all right, man, I recognize you.
Yeah.
Obviously, because you're weird ginger beard and whatever. It was just a baby beard at the time.
Yeah.
It was really baby. I was like, or he told me, he's like, well, you apply right when you get back, and then we'll work through the process. I'll work with you.
Yeah.
Since you came up to me and took me aside and showed me that you really want this, let's see what we can do. And I applied, I got denied again, and he helped me like figure out what I needed to tweak and what I needed to do.
Yeah.
So I waited the 2 weeks, applied again, and boom, I was partnered. And it was like, I think it was just that last step of showing them like, yo, I want this. I'm hungry for this.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what people need to show them to get partnered is you need to show them that you're thirsty, you want this. It's not that you can make money necessarily.
Right.
You want it.
Yeah. Well, and I also think that's everything for Twitch and for life, dude. Like in general, like you can't just be like, oh, I applied once and I didn't make it and fuck it,
right,
I'm done. Like you said, you applied 14, 15 times. Like shit.
Yeah, it was like 13 times, and it was like the 13th or 14th time that I finally got it.
Right.
So
and that's that's the thing is like, it's that try again. Like don't just do one off and be like, well, I didn't make it. Fuck it, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like I tried. And some people might accept that and be okay with it, but then there's some people who are like, really, you tried once, that's it. So and I think that's people are starting to do that now with people. Like Twitch is like YouTube 2 years ago, where it's not to the point of like oversaturation, but it's that point of like it's real fucking close.
Oh, it's 100% oversaturated.
You think
I
so?
know you're fluffing it up, but it is. It's so overflat. Because like think about it. Like if you think about it from a basic standpoint, everybody wants to be partnered. Everybody wants to make money playing video games.
Right.
But the reality of it is, no, you don't. Like everybody thinks they do.
Right.
But they don't, because people don't understand, especially like people just start out. They don't understand how much time I spend. They're like, why didn't you stream yesterday? I don't know, because I spent the entire day like emailing developers, talking to other streamers, working on my stream. I mean, anything from alerts to like, just networking, spending time in other people's streams. You're working on like, anything. Like there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that people don't understand how much time I spend doing. And I don't get donations during those times. I don't get subs, resubs, follows. And that's part of it. Like it's a grind, man. Like
well,
it's not easy.
I was gonna say that doing this podcast has really kind of put that in my head too. Is that like I had to ask every person that I want to be on this podcast. They're not coming to me yet, and that's my what I'm working towards is
It'll
to,
get there though. Like
right.
if you really bust your ass, like I've watched your videos, they're good shit, and you're really getting like a broad spectrum of people,
Yeah.
and it's good stuff. You just like I said, one you just got to. I mean, you're laying the groundwork right now,
Hmm.
and people don't understand that.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I had to explain this to my mother. Like this is that's the biggest thing is like she's a huge critic, but she's also a huge supporter of mine. So with her, like I had to explain, like, listen, this is not going to happen overnight. Shit like this doesn't happen overnight. You know, like today, this podcast right now, this is the 10th podcast I've done, and it makes me feel good. Like I'm like shit. That's 10 podcasts more than I did in the entirety of like 2 years ago. Like I didn't do this shit 2 years ago. Like I didn't, I never thought this was a thing for me. And then I started to realize I'm like, people like being on Twitch and like being, watching these people on Twitch, but they might not know their backstory. They might not know,
Right?
the
Yeah.
whole story. And that's why I want to teach people. I want to show people the people on Twitch, the people on Twitter, the people on Instagram, all those fucking people, like this is their backstory, guys. This is where they came from, and this is where you also came from. Like, people came from shit, came from nothing, and now they got something, or they had laid the groundwork, and it took them 2-3 years of grinding hardcore before they became something out of it. And that's I kind of want to just teach people that because people won't accept it until they see it from people that they watch themselves.
Right. Yeah.
So
It's underestimated. Like everybody wants, like you said, everybody wants it to happen overnight, and it can. I'm not saying that it can't,
right,
but the reason that people remember people that blow up, it's because they haven't seen them before that point,
absolutely,
or they just got lucky. They just hit something lucky. But the reason that it's so memorable too is because it doesn't happen very often.
right,
People that usually get partnered on a normal basis. Now this is excluding like where they've kind of done like what with other where people get partnered for whatever circumstance, like they're a pro player
right,
or they're from a smaller country or whatever.
right,
This is excluding those. You know, it most people, man, they grind, dude.
right,
It gets a long, grueling process.
right.
So yeah, it's good that you're showing like that it's not like well, it's like anything, man. Like you don't just become like a master mechanic like
Hmm.
overnight.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I guess you could wake up a genius, but
yeah,
most people it's not gonna happen, dude. It's a grueling process. So
yeah. And like this year, I'm going back to TwitchCon, and like last year was talk to businesses and be like, hey, this is what I do. I stream, but I also like do tech reviews and stuff like that. I have a YouTube channel that I talk about tech as well as streaming for streamers. And I tried to talk to them about that. This year is going to be all about, okay, I'm a streamer, but I'm also going to be telling people stories on podcasts. Do you want to be part of this podcast? Do you want to tell your story? And
right,
and that's it. I want it's not just, and like you said, I'm reaching out to these people, and I want people to understand that there's a person behind that persona. Like Lyric is a guy behind that computer screen. He's just a guy, and just like you're just a guy. You're just a guy. You have a backstory. You have a origin story. That's really what it is. You're Spider-Man before the bite.
right, yeah,
And then the partnership was the bite. Like that's
yeah. That's a good way of thinking of it.
you
Yeah,
know and I don't know. I really like showing that, and I'm hoping that this podcast, not only I can reach out to people and show people that kind of stuff, but like you had talking about mental illnesses and talking about people's what they go through as a streamer or as a performer or whatever, like their hurdles that they had to jump over, because it's a big thing. I mean, like, what would you say, like, would you say that your ADD is that your kind of your hurdle that you
um,
had to jump over, or is there anything else that you would say would be your hurdle?
I would say, man. I mean, the ADD it's good and bad.
Hmm.
I feel like it helps me talk a lot.
Hmm.
It helps me always have something to say, or just I don't know, man. It's yeah, I feel like it's good. I feel like it's bad off stream because I get distracted or I get too the thing that people don't understand about being ADD is like it's not that you can't focus ever.
Hmm.
It's that you if it's something that I don't know, it's really hard for me to describe. You can either not focus at all and just zone out,
Hmm.
or you hyper focus.
Okay.
And hyper focusing is really bad because like if I get too hyper focused on something, nothing exists. And then it's like, oh shit, that was just like 5 hours I spent
Yep.
fixing some layers in OBS when I should have been live. But for the most part, the ADD has been good and bad, but the bipolar has been really bad and the anxiety
Yeah.
because I'm my own worst enemy. Like I'm very critical of myself. I'm very up and down. I focus too much on the little things and I struggle with it, but I feel like my stream does when I turn on my stream, I actually turn it on, right?
Yeah.
And people are just like, "Oh, it's just easy. Turn on the live button." No, not when you have those things in your head that just like
Yeah.
all these paranoias and anxieties and just like anger and depression and just like it you hear all these other not like I don't actually hear voices, but like you just like hear yourself like just talking yourself down and out of it. When I turn the stream on, I see people come in like, "Yo, Ryu, I got a promotion today," or "Yo, Ryu, I'm glad to see you. I'm like really bored at work. I need you, please." Just, I don't have headphones, so don't talk about like orgies or
Butt
mass
stuff.
murdering anybody, like or any butt stuff, right?
Butt stuff's the best, you know.
But I mean, it's pretty good. But no, it's like it does a lot for me, but this like the consistency has been my biggest struggle and
Yeah.
myself is my own enemy and I feel like because I have Twitch,
Mm.
it's really helped me um it's helped me almost more than I feel like it's helped other people. Even though other people tell me that their streams help them or whatever, it's really helped it helps restore confidence in me and it gives me energy. Um, but yeah, it's just been the biggest struggle for me with Twitch has been consistency
Yeah.
and just dealing with the I don't know, like the anxieties and the because like you overanalyze yourself. You never get to the point where you're like anything's enough. Like everybody's like, oh, if I just get to average 25 viewers, it'll be enough. It's never enough, dude. It
Right.
doesn't matter.
You're riding the
Like,
you ride the or what's it called? You chase the dragon. That's what
yeah, or
it's like
chase the rabbit or
yeah,
white rabbit or
yeah, it's
whatever.
whatever drug
Maybe that's
references.
cocaine. I don't know.
But
Um,
yeah, yeah, it's
yeah, nothing will ever be good enough. You have to
right,
just let it be good enough to let it be good enough.
right.
So like I always tell people when they're doing their streams, right?
Hmm.
If you're ever doing your stream, you always act like this is the best thing ever and you love it.
Okay.
Like if there's 5 people in there, you better act like this is the best fucking place ever and whatever and love those 5 people. Just like be stoked for those 5 people.
Right.
Like even when I usually average like 100 plus. When I'm consistent, it's like 100 plus, 200, somewhere in there. And like it'll never be enough. You're always like, well, if I had 20 more, well, if I had 50 more, whatever. It just be hyped for anybody that's talking or anybody that's there or even lurkers, man. People really don't appreciate lurkers. Like I see a lot where people are like, "Oh, God, I have all these people in my chat and I'm so mad at them that they never talk." Dude, don't play off those people.
No.
I had somebody, I always tell this story. I had this chick that lurked my stream for literally 2+ years. And the only reason I knew that is because I used to have Deepbot where you could go back and see the original follow date and see how
Jeez.
many hours watched. Dude, she lurked for 2 years, probably like an average of like 20 plus hours a week.
Wow.
And
That's deep.
never said one thing. Then out of nowhere, she subs.
Hmm.
This was right after I got partnered.
That's like deep lurking.
Oh, dude,
That's
deep hardcore.
that's like Inception lurking. That's
Yeah,
she's
dude.
incepted herself so deep into the fucking stream that you're never getting her out.
She's actually embedded in my Twitch coding.
Oh yes,
she's
yes,
she's that deep.
yes.
But she subbed and like donated like $100 and like and it was just one. She just I guess worked up her courage or maybe had some free time away from whatever I don't even know much about her and like she still lurks. She's still been a sub and it's like I'm so grateful for that. And I even if she didn't donate or sub, it was like she hardcore lurked.
Yeah.
For 2 years. Like that, people don't understand that there's thresholds on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
There's viewer thresholds, and there's certain thresholds you need to get past, and the more thresholds you can break, the more attention and more um, new viewers that can come in.
Right.
So like, I think well, let's use something for example. I don't know, Overwatch. Well, let's not use Overwatch because that's really saturated. I would say like I can't even think of a game. WoW, for example. If you can break
Mhm.
the, I would say if you can break the 50 viewer mark, 50 to 60,
Okay.
that's where you start seeing new follows, fresh faces.
Right.
Because you know you have to think like everybody wants to stream WoW.
Right.
So if you have 5 viewers, there's like 15 pages of 5 viewers.
Right.
So like people don't want to scroll that far, and then like how many other people have the same amount of viewers as you?
Right.
So like the more lurkers you can get that are just there every day, they're there. It doesn't matter if they talk or not. If they're there and they're actually counting as a viewer, because now it's like Twitch has this whole thing for the past year or so where if you have it muted, they don't count now. If they don't, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
But if they can actually count as a viewer, appreciate them.
Yeah.
It's big. Even if they lurk. I tell everyone, you know, like some people host me. I'm ranting right now, but
No, you're good,
the
man.
last thing I'm gonna say is that I sometimes I get hosts and it's only you know, it'll only be like 5 and they'll be like, your alert didn't go off. And I'm like, if I let my alert go off for anybody that hosted with 5 viewers, I would have all my streamer friends just give me offline hosts and it would be nothing just with like meme alerts and my ears would bleed.
Yeah.
So but anyway, I still thank people. Like I'll see it. Like, you know, you see it in dark gray, like so and so hosted you for 5 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, thanks, man. You know, if I'm not distracted, I'll be like, yo, thanks, man. Thanks for the 5 viewers, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it's only, you know, it's only 5 people. I only have 200 followers. I don't give a shit, dude.
Right.
Anything is big. And if you can show people that you're thankful for their time, whether or not they throw money at you or not,
Absolutely.
it goes a long way. So
Absolutely.
I don't even know how we got on this topic, but
No. We Inception.
Inception. There it was. So
No, and that's the thing with fucking I the first time I ever had a donation, okay, it was like $1.69, and the reason I remember that is because I was playing Skyrim at the time. I got that donation and I literally stopped the stream, freaked out for probably about 2 minutes, got up, like was heavy breathing, and then sat back down. And I don't know why. Like that's the thing is like it was the adrenaline or whatever, I guess. And I'm like,
right.
holy fuck, someone actually believes in me and they donated to me. What the
Right.
like it was like it blew my fucking mind. And having I'm not the biggest streamer in the world. I'm not the smallest streamer, but I want to say the first time I ever had a nice size like or not donation host. It was like 20 something people like, and I same thing. Only the fact that I thought I was gonna pass out. I'm like, there's more than 5 people in here. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go get a bag and breathe into it for about 5 minutes, guys. Be right back. Like I couldn't handle it.
That's good. That's good to
know,
have that mentality. A lot of people just blow it off, man.
No, dude.
But it's good. Like I was the same way. I'm like, I still freak out. Like I don't know. I don't even know how many followers I have. Like 21,000 or something like that. I guess I don't really look at it. Once it hit 20K, I was like, I don't give a shit. That was just like my goal. I was like, get to 20K. But no, man. Like I still get hyped. Like when people come out of nowhere and donate anything. Like, you know, obviously the bigger the donation, the more of a heart attack you get. I mean, you can't help it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I really value people's like they could waste that money on anything.
Right.
They could be like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this weird object at a gas station that I'm never gonna use ever.
Right.
But I'm gonna take that money that I could spend on that weird object that would entertain me for 30 seconds and take that and give it to you instead.
So you can go buy the weird object.
Yeah, so I can go so Twitch can take half of it and then I can go buy the weird object. But no, man, it's good to have that mentality. I would say my addiction over the years that I really didn't realize for a long time is rating smaller streamers. And you really kind of see who somebody is when you raid somebody. Like you know, like throwing 100 to 200 people at somebody that has like 5 to 10 maybe 20 viewers is I love it, dude. It's so addicting. Like give them that heart attack and they're just like, all right, breathe, just focus, just do what I'm doing, just act like this isn't shit. And it's good, man. And it shows you too who's actually in this for what they're in it for too.
Yeah,
Like you'll know like if they're actually in this and like they love that, they're trying to entertain people
yeah,
and if they're actually in this to do it or if they're, if they're in it for, just like to get fame or to get subs or whatever.
yeah.
Um
No,
but yeah, the hosting thing is I
I,
just it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. So
I
I'll raid. So you'll probably soon. I'll raid you here soon, and
don't.
you'll just
You,
don't die on me,
you're
okay?
gonna.
Because then
I'm
I
gonna
don't want to go to
shit.
jail.
No, I'm gonna have to wear an adult diaper now from now on. Every stream. Awesome. Thank you, man. I'm gonna be like, oh great, I just shit my pants, guys. So I'll be back. I'm gonna go change this diaper.
Well, it'll be good. You'll make it on like Twitch fails or something.
Oh,
And
that'd be
you'll get
perfect.
even more.
Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I know I want to be on Twitch fails for shitting my pants. It would be ideal. Hopefully sponsors don't look at me like I'm retarded or something. Something's like they're like this dude's. We're not working with this guy. Something's
Yeah,
wrong
we
with
can't
him.
work with him.
He shit his
No.
pants on stream.
Yeah.
We can't play
Or
this.
maybe they will work with you. They'll be like, he was so into this, he shit his pants. Like, we need to give this guy a free computer.
Yeah.
Like,
No, my ideal thing is, there's all these people that get emotes made from something they've done. Like,
yeah.
that's what I want. I want an emote of me like holding a turd or something, and they're like, that's because he shit his pants on stream. So
I don't think it would get approved, but
no, we were gonna
but you could try.
smiley face poop. It'll be perfect.
It could just be like you in like a diaper. A diaper. Everybody has their butt emotes. It could just be a diaper emote.
Yes, yes.